Hey everyone, me Kevin here on Stimulus. Larry Kudlow just exploded on CNBC at a question that Sarah Eisen asked him. So basically, let me wrap up the first minute and 45 seconds of Larry Kudlow talking here. Is like, why don't we just do a partial bill? Why don't we get some relief out to businesses and restaurants? And obviously we know the Democrats, they don't want a partial bill because Democrats think as soon as they do a partial bill, they lose all leverage on getting the entire bill and ensuring that they get the money that they believe children need, that schools need, and that we need for testing, treatment, and vaccines, which we did get closer on this morning. Mnuchin came out and agreed to go with $75 billion and 28 additional billion dollars on top of that for vaccines, 75 for testing and treatments, and 28 extra for vaccines. But listen to Larry Kudlow respond to Sarah Eisen here. And when you see this, remember, Sarah Eisen starts happy and smiley. Watch her face when this guy explodes. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go.
So here's my question. Why not do the full thing? I mean, you're being given a chance to pass $2.2 trillion in spending with weeks until the election that would juice the economy and the stock market, and you keep walking away from that.
Wow.
That's confusing.
Walking away? Wait a second. Can we just redo that little news item you put out there? We're not walking away. We have closed the gap enormously. Okay,
She's stunned.
I'm not sure the Senate Republicans would buy into it. But we've gone from the administration's original position was about $1 trillion. Now we're at $1.8 trillion. The Senate Republican original bill was $500 billion. Now they're looking at something much larger. We're not walking away every single day. Chief Meadows, Mark Meadows, Stephen Mnuchin been on the phone. The rest of us talking at different levels and providing support and backup. I mean,
Larry,
this is. I cannot
mean
characterize
walking
this
away from
as walking
negotiations.
away. I beg your pardon. There is
what
no
I meant was walking away from the two.
Away.
Sure, but what I meant was you said you don't want to do all or nothing. I'm saying why not do all? Why not do the $2.2 trillion to help this economy when you're being offered that chance ahead of an election at a time?
Which it's a very good point, by the way, just to interject. Like, if they get the stimulus passed, it's going to be good for Trump, obviously, because he's in office. And voters tend to blame current conditions on whoever's in office. And obviously, because of that, they see Biden as an opportunity to escape the current situation. So Sarah Eisen actually has a really good argument here. Like, why don't you guys just take it? Trump is saying go big or go home. Just take it. Well, here's Larry Kudlow's response as to why they don't just take it.
When so many Americans need it.
Well, really not being offered that chance, if I may. I don't want to involve myself in the negotiations. But I will say this. Many people, I'm going to keep this general, believe that Speaker Pelosi, with respect, keeps stringing us along. So we agree to one thing and now it's another. We agree to another and now it's a third item. You know, we have come a very long way. Here's the question you should be asking. To keep this economy in a V-shaped recovery, to make sure the unemployment hardships which still exist out there can be dealt with effectively.
So that was Larry Kudlow's position, that Nancy Pelosi's just stringing things along, but the Trump administration has come up and they want to make a deal happen. Well, let's now see what's going on with Mitch McConnell, because Mitch McConnell has turned into a meme now, thanks to, well, this here. Take a listen.
The House passed a bill in May, and the Senate went on vacation. I mean, you just don't do that. You negotiate. Senator, it is a national crisis. Yeah. You knew that the coronavirus wasn't going to end at the end of July. We knew this. I mean, I just think you've got to. And here's the thing: if you want to call yourself a leader,
so Bill,
if you want to call yourself a leader, you got to get things done. And those of us that served in the Marines, we don't just point fingers at the other side. We get the job done.
Joining us now, the representative of California.
Yeah, so McConnell has gotten a lot of heat for this because he's chuckling over, well, the stimulus negotiations, and the Senate saying, hey, let's basically pause. Mitch McConnell, by the way, is still trying to get a skinny bill through. He doesn't think he can get the majority of Senate Republicans on board with a larger bill. But remember, we don't need all of Senate Republicans to get on board. We only need 10 to 13, probably 13 to be safe, to actually get the next stimulus bill through the Senate, which right now we have 10 to 13. That's the better way to say it. Now, there wasn't too much discussed about this by Nancy Pelosi, and there's not much new here, but I will play this one clip. This is her reaction to Mitch McConnell laughing.
Go bankrupt. He's never taken this seriously. Probably the most honest thing he has done is laugh in public about it to show his true colors. It's really so tragic. And
all right, so that's pretty much it that we got from Nancy Pelosi out of this video. I won't play the entire thing. We do have an additional update that came in that Lindsey Graham, a Republican who has previously said he'd go along with a Trump stimulus plan, just said, quote, I agree with Trump. It's a policy dispute for me. I'd be willing to do more than the $1.8 trillion bill. However, they're concerned about things like ballot harvesting provisions. And he further said, I think a bigger stimulus package would help with the right policy. He did not have any comment regarding Mitch McConnell's upcoming $500 billion bill. But again, we expect this new skinny bill to just be a dud and dead on arrival. It's not going to go anywhere. The last skinny bill died. This next skinny bill will die as well. And so far from what we have from Mitch McConnell this morning is that the new skinny bill will basically just be a reintroduced version of the first skinny bill they did. They're not going to change anything. So the same thing we saw last time is we're expecting to see again, which again, last time it died, this new one will die. So this is the latest that we have. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel. Get life insurance in as little as 5 minutes. Get 2 free stocks with Webull via the link down below. Both of the links down below. And folks, we'll see you next time.